Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stassi. Thank you so much for being here today. I am so excited. I have Angel here. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. This is like 2 years overdue, so I'm really
Oh,
happy that we're
two
able to
years
do this.
already?
It's almost been 2 years. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I
I'm so
know.
excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you here. Angel, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your Sims history?
Hi, I'm Angel. As you know, I'm Angel Creates. I started in the community as Angel of Nerd Creations. Many people still confuse that name for some reason. Um, and I have been playing The Sims for a long time, from The Sims 3 to the 2 to the original, and then the free play on mobile because we all tried that version. And yeah, I'm now currently very hooked on The Sims 4 again, finally.
I love that for you. I absolutely love that. See, Sims 4 gets a hard time. And I honestly, I
Yeah.
like going back now, and thankfully EA has finally listened to the community, aka me,
Mm,
who's been screaming this since I started the podcast, to have Sims 1 and Sims 2 back.
yeah.
Um, Going back and playing Sims 2 now, it feels different. Because I forgot about a lot of the stuff because I was a kid, and like honestly, I will happily stand on the hill that Sims 4 is the best computer version of The Sims. For it being
Quality
like,
wise, yes.
yes,
Quality wise and
quote,
lore wise and a bit of like how everything came together. But it, every version of The Sims has its own unique
yes,
features, what makes them the best.
you're right. I agree. Because like
Yeah.
thinking back to like The Sims 1, a lot of us got it in North America in cereal boxes. Like it was just yeah, cereal like
Quality.
so I can't remember if it was like Hasbro or made a deal with General Mills, which does all the cereal for us, like Honey Nut Cheerios, Kellogg's, Frosted Flakes, obviously like, North American cereal. There's obviously significantly better options around the world as it's literally just feeding your children sugar. It's just sugar. But they had games. That's how I got like the Game of Life, like as a computer game, Monopoly, The Sims, Candyland, Roller Coaster Tycoon was in a cereal box. So like that's literally how like a lot of us got started. And like at the time, like I remember like this was nothing like this. Like I loved dress up games, and I was like, this is so cool, and I can like put like make me and like play with the town. And going back as like a 30-year-old woman, I'm like, oh, like this is hard. Like, how did I play this?
Yeah, I feel that when I tried my hand on a little bit of the building situation and then actually playing it, I went into two and I had a fire starting and the fire spread and the fire didn't want to stop. Eventually, both my Sims died, but in The Sims 2, it doesn't end there. Like in The Sims 4, before the Reaper
Yeah.
and the Playable Ghost came out, The Sims 2 just continues, even if your Sims dies. And I'm just watching there. And I couldn't do anything, couldn't get out of it. And just the fire kept going and going. The whole house burned down. I'm like, okay. And I was like, okay, so The Sims 2 is still wild. I get it, I get it. So yeah, that was something.
Definitely. That's definitely something. I have to know. You've obviously played almost every rendition of The Sims. What besides like Sims 4, like what was a standout game throughout your life that you're like, this is my favorite?
I had a account on, I don't know if you know this, but Big Fish Games, where you get to play 60 minutes of a game, and you had like all these different games, and there was like all sorts of games, and then I found like one where I could make chocolates, and like it was a whole chocolate game, and like you went on the world to different places to make chocolates, and I have always been a massive fan of simulation games, so Roller Coaster Tycoon as well. I'm making my parks and basically like all types of simulation games. I was
Angels.
always a big fan.
So we just became super mega best friends because that was like my favorite thing to do. I remember
Oh,
stumbling upon this when I was a kid. I was obsessed with Diner Dash. I
oh my
loved
God.
Diner Dash. Miss
Oh,
Dash, Miss Queen, serving all the food. Like obviously,
yeah.
like I don't know why I didn't listen to my instinct as a kid and like become a chef. Like I did every type of cooking simulation games, serving
Same.
restaurant
Absolutely.
simulation games. I
Yes.
would literally, so I had like one computer at home, like obviously like before
Yeah.
laptops and everything. So like in the summers, like my mom used to work from like 8 to 5, and I would literally go and play as many games as possible and then like create a new account. I'm pretty sure
Until we
I
play
have
it
like
again.
I'm pretty sure I have thousands of emails out there. I'm just getting more
Um,
creative over time just so I could play Big Fish and just literally keep playing
right.
these games because like back then like I couldn't ask my mom for a credit card to actually buy this game.
Right.
My mom would have been like, "What like voodoo science is this? Like that's not a thing." Now honestly, I looked at Big Fish games throughout the pandemic and I was like, I
Yeah.
want to do this. Like I had like the
I want
mystery
to go
solving game.
back.
I want to go back.
Back.
Now as an adult and I'm like, my computer, my baby can't handle this. My baby can barely handle doing Zoom calls.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine
She
having
can't
all
handle Big
these
Fish
games
games.
again?
Oh my goodness. I know.
Oh, like core memory unlocked. All the
I
memories.
I know, right? It was just like it was
Oh,
so much fun and it was just again a newer time in the world of internet. the
yeah.
the kids these days, as I like makes me sound like I'm an old lady, but like they have it, I know, like so lucky. Like they're coming in and they're like the world's their oyster. They're like, oh, it came
Yeah.
like we like
Can
I'm
do
like
this, I can do that.
I started at Addicted Games and it was literally just like HTML, like any type of sorry, Adobe Flash games. And like
Oh,
Neopets and like IMVU and like
yep.
it
Habbo
just all
Hotel and
Hub and Hotel,
everything.
Webkins.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I like that was like I love that. If I wasn't playing Sims, like I was playing Neopets, and I've literally considered a game I've been playing a lot this year is how much vodka can I handle?
Yeah.
I did a really good 2 weeks ago, and like I said at the top of this call, I did not do well on Friday. But I was like, I want to start a Neopet account again.
Right?
I did it throughout the pandemic, and I lost interest pretty quick because I got to a million Neo points. I think the coin I can't
Yeah.
like in 2 months, and I was like, this
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
fun anymore. Because I remember I
Nah.
used to like try
Working
like
hard for
I
it. Try
literally
your best. Yeah.
try I literally had a website where it was like this is like your dailies, and it would go and you would just click it and you would just go down and down and down and down and
Oh,
down.
Lord.
I didn't I get it's just like that stuff.
The
It
nostalgia. I
the
love it.
nostalgia, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm in my 30s. Are you also?
Almost this year, at least. We're in August, so I'm hitting the 30s in August.
How does that feel?
Well, the funny thing is, last year I thought I was turning already 30. I was just missing my whole life by so I was mentally prepared last year, and I'm like, yeah, but okay, I'm turning 30 this year. All right. I'm feeling fine with it.
That's good. That's good.
Um,
I honestly, 30 to me, I was like, let's embrace it. Like, I know
right.
there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh my God, like Jeff to my 20s. Like, it
Like, what
honestly,
do I do with my life?
30s is like so great. You
Yeah,
got
right.
you got boss money. You get
Oh
respect
yeah.
now. You can happily go to bed at 7 o'clock and no one judges you. I mean, obviously there's the random body pain that no one warns you about.
Right.
Like, I kid you not, I'll like have a nap and then I'm like, why does my shoulder hurt?
Right. My neck. Why
My
is my knee
neck.
hurting?
Why is my knee hurt?
My, my feet hurting.
Like, I walked to the
Oh,
store and back. How am I so winded? You
yes,
know what I
right.
mean? So like, but no, I love that for you. Welcome
Uh,
to the 30s club. Honestly, 30s is
yay.
the new 20s. Like, let's be
Right.
honest, right?
Right.
But anyways, Angel, we're gonna talk about The Sims. So I
Yes.
remember do you remember how we started talking? Do you remember?
Ah, that's a long time ago.
It
I
was a long time
believe
ago.
it was about the podcast and I stumbled upon like a request maybe that
Yes.
like you were looking for people and I was
I
like,
was looking I was looking for people. I was looking for people to do written interviews
oh
because
yes.
I still do
Yes.
written interviews. I need to post the written interviews I have because I forget that
Yeah.
I have to do them. Anyways, that's more of a
No.
me problem. But
Yeah.
you were really suggested for me to reach out to
And
amongst when
that
I
was
was
so strange because I
I
was so new back then in that community. I'm like, people suggested me?
people
Me?
suggested you. I still do that. I'll still reach out to people in the community. I'm like, who do you want me to interview? Because it's
Oh,
for the community. Like, who would you like
yeah.
to learn more of? And your name was very high up on the list by multiple creators. So I was like, I gotta reach out to you. And if I remember correctly, I think I had to like reach out on behalf of somebody else for you to read our message, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because for some reason we couldn't reach out to one
We
another,
couldn't
and then
reach out. Yeah.
yeah, and then we finally got it sorted, and we never stopped actually.
We never stopped. I know, which is it's been like
Uh,
2 years, and you've
yeah.
been on at least 8 podcasts, which is like so much fun.
Mhm.
But I was like, I was so excited to like, I was like, oh yeah, I can finally interview you. Everybody wants to know more about you. And then we did our
I
written
absolutely
interview.
loved it. It was
I
so good. I was so excited. I was like, oh God, so I have the questions that like answered everything. And I was like, oh, but what if this is not good enough? And like, what if people would find me weird and they already do, you know? That's how I went down. And just like today, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna finally have our interview. And I was like, oh, what if, what if this and this and that? And like,
You're amazing. There's nothing you could say that would sway anything. You're just
I would have
absolutely.
I would have worn my pickle costume otherwise, because I have it.
I mean, this interview's still young. They can get it, but it's just gonna be me
Oh,
admiring it.
right. So I love it.
Which actually leads me, what you answered the question is, what did it feel like to be recommended for me to reach out to you?
So strange because I was so new in the community. I think I was like around for the first couple of months,
Mhm.
and I was still making my name around and like finding the people and like finding that bubble. We were already really spoken out. Like we were already like putting statements out and like talking with people. But it's the fact that people wanted to get to know me more, and I'm very open. I'm like an open book. And that the people wanted to know me was very strange. I was like, what? That doesn't make sense. It's just me.
But that's exactly why. It's because it's just you and you're so incredible. So everybody wanted to get to know more about the creator.
Oh, I'm gonna cry if you
Don't cry.
continue. Only have a
Don't cry.
tears. Only have a tears.
But no, I was so excited that we met, and then you joined a couple round tables, which was a lot of fun. And then I really got to get to know you a little bit more. But I want to hear about your experience with building, because that's how you started. And I'd like to know how you became partners with so many creators on Instagram, and what's the process of anybody who really wants to have a partnership.
Well, I started building because I always played the gameplay. And before I started my Instagram, I really didn't focus on building much. So I started just watching Daniela build. So I've started watching like tutorials and like suggestions, ideas, and just watching speed builds on the side. And then I started to really focus and break down and like restarting builds, different styles, etc. And then eventually I found like my niche, which is like modern, like minimalistic and like a bit crazy, a bit big, a bit small. And because of that, by learning and talking to people is the same way I found the people that are my Simsa partners at the moment. So yeah, that is insane. And the way that I found my partners just by talking to them, because those partners are the people that you trust the most and like to talk to a lot. I got Daniela under the hood, the queen of the community. I got Becky, which is a pillar of the community. Karina actually built is also EA partner since last year, I believe, or this year. Sama Bidishu, if you've ever seen her builds, she's from Germany, so she's what was like me, but I'm like, extravaganza. But her builds are insane. And then you got Luca, and then Carmen. Like everybody has their own little pillar in the community, what makes them so special, and hence me being nervous to ask them because I was like, I just, so nervous to ask them, and they're like, "You asking me? Excuse me."
I love that. That's
Yeah.
I just I know the feeling when you reach out to somebody and they like say yes. And you're like that just that feeling of like, "Oh, okay.
I want that.
Oh my goodness,
Oh.
like you want that too?"
Yeah.
Right? But no, I love that. You were actually the first ever account that I saw that did partnership. I didn't
Oh,
even
that's
like
insane.
I didn't even know like that was a thing. And then that's how I got to like know a lot of your inner circle
Yeah.
because everybody shared everything and I was like, "Oh, they're partners. That's so cool." And I'm pretty sure I've interviewed now everybody in that partnership
Yeah.
at one point or
Correct.
another. I was like, this is just like the
Yeah.
coolest network I've ever seen when it comes to building like this. And then you just hosted a collab. Congratulations. I got to be
Oh,
part of it.
yeah. It was so much fun.
Talk to me
It
about
was.
what inspired the collab and what did it feel like to reach out to all the creators that you wanted to be part
Well,
of
the
it?
thing is, I have always seen a lot of collabs pop up out of nowhere that are very private when privately asked. It's like they decide their own people, basically.
Hmm.
And the thing is that I always had open collabs. So I post about it, I come up with the idea, I make the post, and people decide on their own if they wanted to join. And I think you were part of the
Hmm.
Builders Best collab, and that one was very like I wanted to be able to showcase their own talents in this case. So you guys brought your absolute A game with that. But I like for a few people that I've asked personally, I was like, I've never seen them in a collab before, like that is like this because we had over 45 people in the collab at some point before we reached the end, basically. And so I wanted to have a space where people could like showcase their own talents. And yeah, you did, everybody did. It was absolutely insane.
I loved it. I was like, I want to, anytime I get invited to collab, I agree. I see a collab that I think I can do. I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
100%. It's a good way. And then I'm like, I can build whatever I wanted. And I was just like, I just forgot that I can build if
Oh
that
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I think it was the decades.
Oof.
Correct. Yes. I think it was the
Decades or The Sims Through the Decades. That was the very
Sims through the
last one,
decades.
Decades.
Yes.
And that one was absolutely beautiful because you guys got to pick and get inspired by, and like it was an inspiration because Kev did the 80s save file, and I was absolutely obsessed with that one.
Hmm.
And it spiraled me because when I got hyper focused with my ADHD, I went into a deep dive and I was like, I want to do something that brings all the decades into it. And people had a option to decide for themselves. I wasn't telling them, oh, you're doing this decade, you're doing that decade. No, just decide on your own. And people came with ideas and they slayed.
They did. I was like so excited. I love a good decades. Like I'm obsessed with Scooby-Doo.
Mm.
Um, literally, I would show you my giant Scooby-Doo here, but it would like knock over everything I have.
Everything.
It's
Oh.
like right here. Like I'm
Hmm.
touching it right now. And
Okay.
I was like, I gotta make a mulch shop. Like I think this is
Right.
so cute. Like it's just a classic part of the 60s.
Yeah.
60s, it was just like nostalgia. But I love that. Do you have any collabs in the future that you're thinking about
Um,
doing?
At the moment, I'm not because I have been taking a little break since March because I've been swamped with voiceovers, with a whole lot of projects. And if I would do one, but I don't think that would be somewhere next year. I would want to do one that includes both builds and cast. And then something that hasn't done before, but that's hard because a lot of good ideas are out there. So yeah, there might be one in the brewing, but it might need some thinking
Okay.
before it comes out.
I love that. And we can't not shy away about your voice acting work. What has that been like?
Oh, it was insane because I watched you do your own first machinima with OMG Sims, which was
Mhm.
absolutely insane to follow that whole process. And it's still like the first that knocked out everything out of the park for a lot of people. Like, hey, this is a thing. We can do this
Mhm.
because it opened a lot of doors for people in that way. And then Oodles of the Noodle started her Andy Your Star, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try it because this year for me has been really about trying new things. And so I just yeah, I got the script, I sent in the application, I've emailed, I've done everything, and I didn't get a part, of course, because it was Cynthia, and like over 75 people had auditioned for Cynthia, and then she was like, "Oh, maybe I have something else in the making." And I'm like, "Yeah, so do you want to do Gemma?" And I was like, and Chama is a baddie. Chama works in the bar with the tattoos and the cool outfits, the piercings, and everything. And I'm like, you're giving me Chama, and I was so excited. And doing the voiceovers and doing the recordings, and because I'm not a native English speaker
Mhm.
at all, because you hear the accent, everybody does. Trying to express the words and everything in a way that makes sense as well. I got a lot of freedom with how things and sentences are being worded. And in that way, it was just absolutely brilliant. It is something new to learn, but it was so excited. And just seeing how it comes to life, the animation, the works behind the scenes, brilliant.
I am so excited. I'm so excited to see it. Oodles is just absolutely such a talented creator. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud that she's EA finally woke up and fucking saw this
Yeah,
amazing
finally.
creating finally. I
Like,
can't wait.
hello.
I know, I cannot wait to watch it just unfold. Again, such a talented, amazing storyteller, creator,
Oh,
and person. And I
oh,
can't wait. I know.
exactly.
She's just, oh, I'm just so excited.
It's a
But
gem. You two are a gem together. Like if you would ever both create a story and work together on this mission amount, we're gonna die. That world ain't ready for that one. Just I'm manifesting because we need to have hate to have it, all right?
oh, I know. I've wanted to like reach out. I'm like, if we're gonna do it, like, you know what I mean? Like, just the amount of story. I don't know.
The lore.
The lore,
Yeah.
100% the lore. Honestly, I have been taking a massive break from playing The Sims
Mm.
because it hasn't really been inspiring, but I've been doing a lot of writing. And I will say there may or may not be a new machinima in the works with my creative
Ooh.
partner.
Oh, I'm so excited. I cannot wait. Because honestly, like I told Oodles of the Noodles, when you came out with your first machinima and her story of Andy Your Star, and like it was something that we didn't know we needed until it was there. And yeah.
Exactly. And I'm so happy to carry on the torch. That was one thing that I started this as like, let's show how talented this community is and how the community can work together and have all these aspects and just remind people like this was an aspect to gaming that has been lost. And it's still very much there. And
Yeah.
I love Forever and Always. It's always
Oh,
going to hold a special
oh,
spot in my heart of being my first ever movie that I wrote
yeah,
and just to hit it out of the gate like that and then to inspire others. It's just
right.
I can't it's now I'm gonna cry. So
I happy tears, but
I
I mean,
know.
it's like I believe that Andy Your Star has finally wrapped up. Basically, her story posts are finished.
Hmm.
But the way that sorry, one moment.
Yeah.
Can you because it's crackling. I don't know if it's getting picked up, but yeah, no, it's the thing is that it's finally wrapped up, but we had a heart-to-heart talk about it because that story is had queer coming out, especially now because
Hmm.
it's when we're recording this, Pride Month has started, so it's like it's very intense and it's like, but it's a story that we didn't know we needed until it was there, and I've shed some tears. I've cried, and with so many stories that I've written and like written myself over the years, like on RPG level with making characters and everything. It's like you see the level and the details and everything. So it's so unique to watch everybody grow as a star, and you're one of those people. You inspire so many of us. And you know, I just
No,
wanted to say that. Yeah, only happy tears.
only
So
happy tears. A
only
hundred
happy
percent only
tears.
happy tears. Well, see that makes my heart happy. There's definitely
Yeah.
been some times this last year that I'm like, why do I even do this? Why should I have ever done this? Should I have I opened a can of worms that I can't unclose?
Push back. Yeah,
But hearing stories like this remind me to why I did it, to bring the community closer together.
right.
And I think I've been able to do it.
Without the people, yeah. But
Yes.
that's the beauty. You have your little bubble of people, and they open a world. The can opened, and the can opened more cans, and it's like a little ripple effect. But in this case, cans with worms. But it opens more things and more inspiration and everything basically for other people to dare and try it basically.
To be inspired and to
Yeah.
do their own thing and then them to inspire. It's literally the inspiring dominoes. That's how I've
Right.
always looked at it. Well, Angel, I'm so excited to see this project. I'm literally gonna message Oodles when I'm done this, being like, "Hi, I haven't talked to you in a
Hi.
while. Hi,
Hi, listen.
hi. Listen, like let's get
Let's
some.
talk.
Let's talk."
Yeah,
Um, but let's go back
the
to this
building and
to
the Sims.
building. It's building in The
Yeah.
Sims. Okay, so obviously you're such a phenomenal builder. What is your secret to being such a great builder?
There is no secret. I think everybody starts at the same spot. Like we wanted to learn something, and I see people make phenomenal builds, incredible castles, GB Sims castles, summer video castles, fishing dwarfs, like everything. People have such a unique way of looking at an idea and then bring it to life, and I'm like, but I, and then like you have me, and I was like in the beginning, I was like very struggling at finding something that hasn't been done yet, but that's not possible. Everybody has done their own version of something, and I just wanted to explore modern because I love modern builds. You can see my whole Instagram is full with my modern builds. The last big one that I've done, which I'm extremely proud of, it was for Renovate or Relocate season 2 for My Name is Gans.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Um, I went up against Carrie Sims and I did a real life build of the Aura house, and
Okay.
that's a 32 million house on a beachfront on a beachfront, and it worked out very well. But it like I after that I was like, okay, time for a little break because that house took a lot of weeks to work and work out in a way and keeping the Sims and the budget in mind. But that was one of my favorites. So there is no secret behind building. It's just fall into the deep and try to find your own little ways out of it.
I love that. Would you say squares and triangles, my friend? Squares and triangles.
Ah, boxes.
Boxes and tri
Boxes.
boxes and
Boxes and
triangles.
triangles. Yeah.
Boxes and triangles. Like, I still don't know how Danielle builds those roofs.
Right.
I have talked to her multiple times, and I've asked her on her podcast, and she explained it to me, and she did a great job.
Yeah. But she's a magician.
She is.
If I know, I will poke Danielle and say like, listen, okay, there's gonna be a part in this podcast where you're gonna have your moment because she's my Sims partner, and
Hmm.
the way we got connected for no unknown reason, I became a mod on her Twitch channel because yeah, she's a star, and I said like you're a queen of this community, you're the pillar, you're the whole, you're like on like the centerpiece. When you say Simstagram builders, Daniela is the first one to pop up,
Hmm.
and she is so talented, and the way that she does the roofs is like I'm watching that because she has like a little series going on, Slay Your Roofs,
Hmm.
and I'm like, um, 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 how?
Right?
I'm looking at it like I don't understand. I want to do it, I cannot.
I know. I'm like, how do you do this? And now that she's so amazing. She's so humble. And
Yeah.
it catches me off guard once in a while, like how young she is.
She's
Right.
younger than most of us,
I
and she's
know.
so talented. How
So
like some
talented.
are born with magic, and
Yep.
she's one of those.
Exactly. I something special about her is we all got married in the same year.
Yes,
Me, Nard,
I
and
saw
her,
that.
and we sat
Yeah.
down of like what was it like to get married? And I just like her she was like the perfect amount of everything in that podcast,
Right.
which was so funny because you have three different age brackets at that
Groups.
point, right?
Yeah.
Of like young weddings, 30 weddings, 40 weddings, right?
Yeah.
So like it was just interesting to hear like, yeah, just like this and this and like
Mm.
me and Nerd are
She
like,
is so a delight. When you
she
talk to
is.
her, it's like such a delight to
Yes.
listen to her and like explain, and like we have a level of friendship that don't and a lot of people don't see because it's a lot behind the scenes and like talking to each other, supporting one another, and especially when there's situations going on in the community. And it's like she's my younger sister,
I love that.
but from in another whole other state, basically. And I
Yes.
love her to bits on that part. Yeah,
Well, the next time you talk to her, tell her I'm thinking about her and tell her I say hi.
absolutely.
Yes,
We will.
she's absolutely incredible and a good friend.
Yeah,
Always
she
down for
is.
anything too. Like
Right?
literally down for like anything. But no, Angel, you were able to bring together this amazing network of Simmers. You are such
People.
a
Yeah.
pillar in the Sims community. We love you. The Sims community loves you, and everybody listening to this podcast will agree. You are loved and you are cherished, and we are so happy
I'm
that
gonna
you
cry.
grace us with your presence.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about like your Twitch journey. As a
Oh
girly who's
Lord.
about to go twitching in 2026.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I mean, I've talked about it. Yeah, maybe not. This may be a live show moving
Ooh.
forward,
That would absolutely be awesome because podcasts do really well on Twitch. I've seen it happen. D&D as well. Everything live is just
right?
fun
Yes.
because you can't fake everything. When it's live, you can't fake it. When it's live
No.
podcast, you can fake the issues. You cannot do anything.
No.
D&D live, you cannot fake that. So it's just when I started doing Twitch, I was already mod for a lot of people for over 3 years. I started
Mm-hmm.
with people from one follower to a lot of followers.
Mm-hmm.
I have been there in the bad times with hate rates. I've been there in the good times, celebrations, anniversaries. Like I've been through a whole lot of things as a mod. And I always said I'm not gonna stream. And then one day I was like, all right, let's set it up, let's get it done, let's test it. People were like, what? What? And I was already halfway there because I've been there for so long, but it was never in the Sims Twitch community, like everything from people on The Sims. So I came in as an outsider. But it's just I started streaming 3 times a day, 3 times a week, basically. Finding the days around people because I've also always respected everyone's schedule in this
Mm-hmm.
case. I want to be there for the people that I'm on for. Um, and then it went up to four, back to three, and now it's 4 days a week still. But it's very fun because you get to know the people. And from the amount of streams that I had, I've only not rated out like once or twice. Because I always send out love and get to know more people when you rate out that way. It's a good way to get to know people. So.
Absolutely. Anybody listening to this, really wants to start their own Twitch journey, what advice could you give them?
I would say even if you're not comfortable with yourself on stream, you don't have to have a camera, you don't have to have the perfect setup. Like not, but you see a lot of people with like the most aesthetic pleasing setups and everything. As long as you have your computer that can run your favorite game and you have a mic and not even that like a headset mic is also perfectly fine. Trust yourself in this case to just go for it. You fall into deep. The first streams will be awkward because you're talking to yourself. If you're good with just talking nonsense, do the crazy things, there will always be people that find you um, and find that interesting to watch. That's basically
I love that. I love that.
it.
Honestly, I do. I gotta keep saying it, but like I love it, and everything you just keep saying, I'm like, you're so cool, and I love this. I love talking to you.
Uh,
Um, So I think that's really good advice, especially as someone who's about to go to the Twitch universe, which is really scary. I'm not as scared anymore. I've
No.
had a lot of practice, especially so I'm also a resident podcast for the gamers for their
Yeah.
Pink podcast, and it's on Twitch. So
Yeah.
I get to interview people on Twitch. I just basically just getting a free sample of what is
Which
coming,
is,
which
yeah.
is a lot of fun. But I'm like, I'm still so scared. Now I'm like, I want to embrace the chaos. I want to see what comes my way. I want to see not only that, because this is a closed interview. I think
Yeah.
what I've been loving is watching their supporters come and
Yeah.
they get to ask you questions, stuff that I would
Right.
maybe never know. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to
And
maybe.
I think if you, once you start and you announce it, people are gonna jump on it and be prepared for that. People are gonna be there and gonna be lurking. People are gonna be talking. People are gonna be, I will be there. I know that much.
Well,
The thing is, people are where it will find you one way or the other. It's like I have people coming from all over the place. I have friends from South Africa that jumping in 2 hours ahead of me, friends from the Netherlands, people from all over the world will join you, and just find what makes you comfortable. And streaming in front of it, I use this. This is my camera setup, literally. So I have a meme behind me, and I change that up to the mood of the stream, basically. I have no, this is Patrick. I have this is fine meme. Like, I have a couple of things, but I've always said, like, oh, I'm just jealous of the people that have amazing backgrounds. It's just, and then I realized, no, but this is funny because
mhm.
people talk about this. They come in like, oh, I love this meme. Okay, hi.
Hi, right? I'd love to see.
Hi, right.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Welcome on in. But no, like
yeah.
honestly, you're just an icon. And I love
Stop.
you. Okay, I got a couple more questions
Yeah.
and then we're gonna wrap up. So we all know what is coming down the pipeline this year for The Sims. By the time this podcast comes out, most likely the fairy pack will be out. This is all just speculation. Please don't come at me of saying back classic Saucy filming episode 6 months out.
Hold over the shoulder.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I want to know your thoughts about fairies.
So the thing is, and people are gonna come at me for it, I have never really had a need for fairies because we know The Sims and occult things or anything that is not normal, they mess up. So, Sims, please, if you want this to work, don't make it a buggy mess. Please. Because I have a feeling it's gonna be cottagecore galore. It's gonna be cute. It's gonna be tiny, tiny decorations, tiny little things. But we know The Sims, so I want to dive in heavy, but I'm also it's The Sims, so I'm like taking the safety from it. Basically, take a little step back because let's hope that The
I
Sim doesn't make it a hot mess like werewolves or anything, basically.
You mean
Anything
cat
occult.
monsters? Literally cat
Right,
furry monsters. They're not
right.
werewolves. I understand what they were doing. They're not supposed to be scary. I would like to clear. I just found out what the rate of the like how old you're supposed to be while
Hmm.
playing as The Sims, which is 12.
Yeah.
It's a 12 plus game. Okay, you could make the werewolves a little bit more scary. You make the
Yes.
vampires a little scary.
I mean, Vlad came into my Sims life, bit them by welcoming them, and then bit them.
Yeah,
But she passed out, and I got my revenge by giving him triplets,
love that
alien
for you.
triplets. Because I was like, how do you make vampires creepy? Because we all know Vlad is creepy.
Yes.
I mean, yes, but it's like you do one so well, vampires. We don't get the glitter balls, we don't get the Edward Collins, but we do get cats rar.
Honestly, okay. Have you ever seen Scooby-Doo Zombie Island? It's a movie from the 2000s. Okay, there's fucking that. They're
Yeah,
fucking. I literally saw this, showed it to Jason. He's like, "What is this cat monster?" I was like, "It's werewolves." He was like, "No, it's not.
werewolves.
No, it's not." I was like, "It's cats."
Oh,
But honestly, I do think, and this is this is me with my honest opinion.
Right.
The Sims team has really stepped up in the last year
From
of
listening, yes.
they're listening. Not only that, they're getting people part of the EA Creator Network to build their stuff and to listening to what they
Yes.
want. So that's why I don't think it's going to be a hot dumpster fire. Like, let's not forget, like the werewolves was like with James Turner. Like
Yeah.
that world is phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
just the werewolves are
Uh, are
cute,
the dumpster fire.
are the dumpster
They're the
fire.
dumpster fire.
Yes, but the world is absolutely phenomenal.
The world is nice. The world is good. I really
So
like the world.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite places to build, like the build by items, the debug,
Yeah.
and the cat, like the cast that came with it, minus the werewolves.
I like the clothes
Uh,
overall with the
yeah,
werewolves of the cast. They're like very good. I like them.
exactly. So I definitely think this is something that the Sims team is like teasing us for so long. It's something that the community really wants. They gotta fucking make it. They gotta nail it. They
Yeah.
gotta get a 10 out of 10 because if they don't, they're gonna piss off more.
Oh, a lot of
Creating
people.
a
Yep.
lot of people. Like that is what
Yep.
people have been wanting is fairies. And I
Right.
then if they gotta give a 10 out of 10. If they don't, you've just pissed off a good chunk of this community. And they are very vocal about wanting
Yeah,
fairies.
they are.
So
Oh
I am
yeah.
very
They will
curious.
start a riot. They will
Yes,
start a
they
riot.
will start
So
riots if you fuck up fairies, EA. So let's not do that, but we'll know more obviously as it comes out. Obviously, by the time this comes out, we'll probably be messaging each other the day this comes out, being like,
yeah.
"We were right,"
Yay, we
or
were
happy,
right. It's a
or
hot
happy,
mess.
or happy we're wrong. But truly, I do think we're gonna see the bugs. I
Yeah.
mean, you're making something tiny. There's
Yeah.
going to be bugs. I mean, there's bugs on a good day, but I just hope that it's not game destroying.
I hope not.
I hope not too. But I'm excited for fairies. I'm really hoping for no more kits to come out for the rest of the year.
Oh,
Even though the
please.
last three kits that came out, I
They were stunning.
genuinely loved
I love
them.
them. The
I love them.
clutter for the kitchen,
Yes.
the sink with the dishes. Oh,
I know. Okay. Like I like as soon as I saw it, I was like, I need to play this. And like I literally was just making kitchens. It was so much fun. Kitchens are my favorite room to build anyway. So just the fact that we can add more clutter, just making it a little bit more realistic. Honestly, my one that like caught me off guard was the restoration work like warehouse. Like
yes.
I was like, now we can have basements. Is a forgotten part of the house that everyone kind of forgot about. Basements and garages. And I'm like,
Right.
okay, so like we're gonna get cars. I think we're gonna get
Eventually.
eventually.
Eventually. Yeah.
So I'm really happy to kind of see like what's coming out. If anything, they can take a little bit of a break, a little bit of a pause.
Right.
There's a
Let's
lot
give our wallet some rest,
because
please.
there's just been a lot of stuff that's come out this
Yep.
year. So like just a little break. But Angel, I am now daddy. I'm now business daddy. And I'm giving you full reign to make whatever you want. It could be an expansion, a game
Ooh.
pack, a kit, anything. What are you making for The Sims and why?
If I would have full reign over the
Full
design
reign.
of everything,
Everything.
everything,
Yep.
I would want a world full of culture, and I mean every from African culture, Philippine, everything. Just give us a world where everybody is represented, and that is asking a lot because we've had Love Struck gave a bit of this, that,
Hmm.
everything. We need a cultural world where put it in different regions, give us more lots, like give us a world with an insane amount of lots, like Winterberg has almost 30 or more lots. Like give it is doable, so give us a world where we have regions where we can have multiple cultural sections and where we can have more representation. Give us better clothes, give us updates for hairs, give us a bit of everything, give us a bit of a this is the world, this is us as the world. Give us a world pack that is more cultural, more inclusive, more everybody, basically. I
Amazing.
would love to see that. And
I would
then
love
it's has everything then.
I would love to see that too. I if they ever asked me, I would say
Mm-hmm.
everybody really wants more cultures having
Yeah.
proper representation and having putting that proper there is very important.
Yeah, and then you
I
can work again with all the creators, and like they've done 6 a.m. CC with with everybody. Work with the appropriate people that
Mhm.
have been doing this for so long and have been showcasing their style,
Right.
and use those people to create
Exactly.
that,
Like
basically.
I would love to see proper representation for South America. I'd love to see Australia,
Please.
New Zealand,
Yes.
Fiji,
Yes.
Asian cultures,
Yes.
Middle Eastern. I'd like to see more modesty,
Oh, yes.
right? It's really hard to dress your Sims appropriate for modesty purposes. I
Right.
would love to see this. I'd like the whole point of being The Sims is being able to create yourself. And there are still people out there that cannot create themselves to their authentic self without having CC. And I think
Yeah.
we're halfway through 2025 at this point. We
Yes.
need to continue to see representation being forefront and having the ability to be able to create yourself in The Sims no matter where you are in the world and be able to celebrate your culture. So I'm
Whatever and whoever you are. Yes. That
exactly.
is what we need. We need an all around the world, like This Is Us expansion pack, and then blow it out of the park.
Yeah,
Work with everybody that they know. Because everybody is willing to work with EA on that part to create something if it gives us the opportunity to represent themselves. And that
absolutely.
is EA are, if you're listening, please.
Business Daddy. Sometimes you listen, maybe.
Yeah,
Like
sometimes.
this you've been listening to us for so long and you're giving these fairies and more stuff. Continuously keep giving us more aspects of the world and celebrating all cultures.
Right.
So, well, Angel,
Amen.
yes. Angel,
Amen.
is there anything that you're working on that you'd love to share with us?
Well, this you would be one of the first to actually hear it, because there's one person, Oodles or the Noodle, who has been heard the tiny little things. I am working out, and I'm working on little things here and there behind the scenes. I am gonna write out and work out one of my own characters and stories into a Simpsons story.
Oh my
One of the
goodness.
first, and this one is so close to my heart. The account is there. She is there. I have made the banner, and I've been crying because it is a story that has been there for years. And yeah, I've been working on it behind the scenes, and we're getting closer to making the first post.
I love
And
that.
that is scary and excited because I've seen you write the story, do the machinima. I've seen Oodles and Noodles. I've been with two, almost three stories right now, lurking behind the scenes, and then involved with Andy or Star and reading, and the next one that she is working on as well, and that is coming out soon as well. And getting inspired by so many people, and finally be able to um, make the end of that story that I've never gotten to do because of reasons.
Mhm.
Because that site closed down. The site is there was a lot of drama, but I've never had the opportunity to finish that story, and now I'm able to do so, and I'm very excited
I'm so
about
excited.
that.
I'm so excited for you. Honestly, if I can give you writer to writer, just post it. Just post it.
I am
And
writing. I have been making the scenes. I'm making my own poses. I've been making poses. I've deep dived into it. I've been getting to see. I've been getting creating characters and crying with the characters when they finally have that face, and having that reminder and the memories of it. I'm writing it with my best friend in mind. She's been there for half the story, and being able to finally finish that story. And she's like the first one to be there with when the other stories are coming out, because I'm not going to do a generation one because I don't have the patience for it with my ADHD. I get bored after 2 generations. I hate it for myself because I want to do a story with all the generations. I just cannot. I love others, but I have stories that I want to change from written to a story been told. So
I'm so
that's what I've been working with.
I'm so excited for
Hence the
you.
long break. Oh,
Please,
so
when you're ready, if you want to send it to me, I will read it. I will post it. I will scream it from the motherfucking rooftops.
hell yeah.
And I'm
I'm
so
so
excited.
excited.
I'm so excited for you. Honestly, being a storyteller in The Sims has been one of the most rewarding aspects of my life. It's such validation that I'm actually good at writing. And it's just a feeling that I I feel every day now of having confidence, and I cannot wait for you to get all these new readers and you get to read the story with them.
Yeah.
It's a
And getting
feeling
all emotional with
and
it
getting
again.
all
'Cause,
emotional.
oh,
It's just it's such a good feeling, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, Angel. I want to take a minute,
yeah.
and I've been doing these for all these final podcasts. Is I want to thank you so much for coming on with me along this journey and coming on to so many group podcasts, sharing your story, sharing your insight. I've said multiple times throughout this podcast, and I will continuously keep saying it. You are absolutely incredible. You are such an amazing member of the community. You are a staple. You are a pillar. And it has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you over the years and getting to watch you grow into such an amazing person and watching you step in. And now this is your moment. And I want you to take this in because you have earned it 10 times over, my friend. And I am so genuinely so proud of you. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for you because it is as bright as a starry night.
No. Well, I'm gonna cry. I'm already crying. Who's cutting onions? Oh my God.
It's actually
It's
my cat. My cat's cutting onions.
yeah,
It's
the
just
cat
it.
is cutting onions.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. But the thing is, I wouldn't be here without the people in the community, the right kind of people. And I've been talking to this to a lot of people who have been struggling a lot lately. The right kind of people will be there, and even if you disappear for a whole year and you return, people will still be there. And this year, sadly, we have decided to close down. Our little bubble of the Summer Sofa. We had a Discord community for all simmers,
Hmm.
and you were there as well in there.
Hmm.
Um, we had to close it down because the whole community, the people that were in there, but not, it was going parting ways in a way that we felt like it was the right decision. And I feel like I've become a little bit of the side cheerleader for everybody. Like I've always been there cheering for everybody, and I feel like without the community, a lot of people wouldn't be there where they are today without
Right.
those. So thanks everybody for being that pillar for everybody.
I love that. And honestly, it's a truly honor. You just said that you've been on the sidelines cheering us on. Now it's our turn. We are now on the sidelines and we are cheering you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
you're very welcome. And I think we got to cap this off. There's so many tears. There's so many
Yeah,
tears.
already.
So my cat's just making
Yeah,
fucking
I don't
French onion
know.
soup, okay? Like there's just onions everywhere.
Yep. Oh Lord.
Angel, thank you so
Oh.
much for coming here today. And I got to know so much more about you. And you've just gone to prove that you are just even more incredibly amazing than I thought you already were. Angel, where can we find you? Like, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitch under Angel Creates underscore streaming 4 times a week at this point because I'm crazy and we love a bit of a pickle.
Cool.
You can also find me on Instagram under Angel Creates and with the new account for Angel Creates Sims for in the future.
I love this. Well, the links are going to be below. Please go check out Angel. Please go read her story. Or please go read their story. Um, Absolutely. I cannot wait to read it. It's going to be
There might be a
absolutely.
post up by the time this airs, so
Maybe I'll air it to make
Ooh.
sure that it falls very close to each other. We shall see.
I will hold you to that.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, Angel, thank you so much. Please go follow Angel. Absolutely incredible. Um, I got nothing else to add besides you are incredible. And please go support Angel. And if you like this podcast, please like and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Oh
Other than
yeah.
that, I got nothing else for you, kids. Have a great rest of your day, and we will chat very soon. Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.